quit smoking. I never realized it because you're nose blind to
go.
it. You don't know.
You are.
Yeah.
You are nose blind to it. And that's an old turn of phrase, nose blind. People just don't use that. Nowadays, like when I say it, it's being acclimated. You acclimate to it. But the fact is, that's the old term for it. You're nose blind to your own body odor. You're nose blind to smoke. And Mac would walk around, man, and I could, before he even, I didn't hear him, I could smell him. That stink of, he smelled like an old bar, more like an old bar ashtray. And
it's bad. I mean, when I quit smoking, I almost thought about getting rid of my clothes. I mean, I just had to wash them all. I had to pull everything out of the closets, and because it gets in your clothes and everything. Yeah, it does.
Your hair too. I was working at a bar once that allowed smoking. It was fucking gross.
Yeah. I also want to point out that one time I got to play Star Trek trivia with Montgomery Scott. I forgot his name. Jimmy Doohan, back in the 1990s. And it was for a local radio show. And he kicked my ass. I thought I knew Star Trek trivia. That guy knows it. That dude is a true Star Trek guy, Jimmy Doohan. God rest his soul. But yeah, he drank so much, though, even though it wasn't in his clothes, you could smell it from his pores.
Yeah.
And
I know.
And I smelled it when I was sitting across from him going, oh, wow, he permeates the fucking booze. God rest his soul, though. He was a good man. And the story takes place in 96. That's right, Gambit. Shot in 1990, released in 91. This film was written by Don Michael Paul. And you would think that the director and writer went on to do great things, but no, they did not. Don Michael Paul is best known for working on really bad straight-to-video sequels to movies that should also probably have been forgotten, like The Marine. I didn't. Jarhead, too. He worked on all these weird fucking movies. And Simon Windsor, man, I don't even know how that guy got work after I heard some of the shit about this movie. But he did direct one of my favorite movies of all time, Quigley Down Under.
Oh.
I love that fucking movie. And he also directed the shitty cult film, The Phantom, with Billy Zane.
I like The Phantom.
I do too. He also worked on quite a few of the Indiana Jones Chronicle films. So it's not like he didn't get some work, but he really didn't do anything massive. Simon Windsor got shit on by the cast of this film. Mickey Rourke and Don Johnson did not like him.
They were telling him how to do his job all the time.
Johnson was telling him where to put the camera, how to set up the scene. And just a lot of friction on that set. And it led to, during the pre-marketing phase, Don Johnson and Mickey Rourke bad-mouthing the film before it had even been released. So it's odd. But yeah, it's supposed to be a little sci-fi. Like with the bulletproof coats made out of that.
Right, the bulletproof coats, yeah.
Yeah, and the drug too.
And the drug, but the Indian produced Kevlar, microfilament Kevlar, Yeah, it kind of falls into that because there's a scene in particular. I mean, you kind of feel it throughout the film. The bar fight scene with Mickey Rourke and the big guy absolutely echoes the opening fight scene between Paul Newman and Lurch from Addams Family, because one wanted to challenge him to take over the.
You talk about the fight.
Hole in the Wall gang. Yeah, Hole in the Wall gang.
Yeah, and Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Butch turns to Sundance and says, "If he wins, do me a favor, kill him." And this movie kind of echoed certain scenes in a film, and they absolutely even do another scene jumping off the hotel building into that pool, which was ridiculously tall. But they also did weird jumps into the water, which I thought was bad. They did ass into the water. And I'm like, you don't want to do that when you're jumping from that height.
You break your back doing that, man.
But here's the problem. That pool wouldn't be deep enough.
Deep enough for a good dive, yeah.
Yeah.
From that height, you're dead either way.
Yeah.
So
that was goofy.
So it's fucked up, but it's funny because it's very similar to the scene with Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid when they jump off that cliff. And I love, Butch goes off first. He says, I'd rather fall to my death than be, go back to prison and be beat up by these guys. So he jumps, and then Sundance delivers the shit all the way down. That's fucking funny. And what's really cool is that jump was for real, but the cliff wall was not. The cliff wall was a matte painting. A lot of people don't know that. When you see them jump off that cliff wall, that's painted in.
Wow. That's cool.
It's good stuff, man.
I didn't pick that up, and I spot them usually.
I would give it a D+ to a C- at best. Barely passing. But the fact is, if you ask me what grade I'd give it for being fun, I'd give it about a B.
Yeah.
Because it's just fun.
Check your brain at the door, man. This is a guy flick. Yeah.
Do not bring. It's macho. Do not bring.
I'm not a guy and I enjoyed it. Okay.
Wait. You can do macho and still use your brain.
It's hard to do. It really is.
But it can be done. And
I'm not talking about masculinity. I'm talking about when you go macho. That's that little step beyond normal masculine. This is a straight up. This isn't masculine. This is macho.
I understand that, but you don't have to tread on stupidity territory.
Now, there's a little bit of a joke I did on the thumbnail, which is I have Kim Jong-un, loving the movie, saying so much macho, it make that Eric Bodrin angry.
Yeah, but you spelled angry wrong. It should have been angry with a W-Y.
He would use an R. They use R's all the time. They're really good with the R's. They're terrible with W's and with
L's
and shit. So Baldwin is what he calls him. Baldwin. Angry. But there is a Baldwin in the movie, or Baldwin in the movie, which is the conservative brother. That's Daniel Baldwin, right? Daniel Baldwin. And and it's really funny. A lot of people don't know this. There are 4 Baldwin brothers, and 2 of them are lefties, and 2 of them are conservative, and they don't talk to each other.
And none of them are really good at acting.
Alec is the only one that's good at acting, and I just can't stand him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sorry. He's the best Jack Ryan ever. I have to agree with Gary on this. He can friggin' act. The guy's
he can act, but he is not the best.
I think he is because he's just like the guy in the book. He's an analyst.
Sorry. The guy that nailed it was the one in the Amazon series, even though the series was fucked up, got it all wrong. He was Jack Ryan. And I like that. He had that same nerdishness that he had, but could turn right around and be dangerous and lethal. And but they made it too much so. They screwed up the character with the show.
I never watched it because he looked like he was Jason Bourne in it, and that's not the character. So
dude, that guy's like so goofy looking. Mm-hmm. He's a nerd. He looks like a nerd, and he is a nerd in real life.
Yeah, Kaczynski.
Yeah. Did you ever hear about him when he went to the airport and they were giving him a beef getting into England because he was going there to meet his wife and his kid?
No.
And you know who he married, right?
Yeah, he's married to Emily Blunt. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that bastard.
He says the guy. Here you go. So the guy at immigration there in England, he's like, "So you're an actor, huh?" He's like, "Yeah." "You bet anything on my?" "No." He says, "Well, I was in a little thing called The Office." He says, "Oh, what's the office? You went to the office?" And he goes, "No, the American office, produced by the same people." He says, you haven't done anything I might know of? And he's like trying to think of something. He goes, "You know anybody? Work with anybody?" He's, "Well, I'm married to Emily Blunt." He goes, "What? What? You? You?" And he stamps. He goes, "Get out of here!" And told him to leave. Fucking hated him for being married to Emily Blunt.
Yeah, I'm in the same camp. But it's a love-hate relationship. I love his work. But,
yeah, he's a sorry bastard, isn't he?
Yeah.
Where are you, man?
Back to this. So
get out of the chat and get in the panel.
So you've got Daniel Baldwin in this, and Daniel is not one of the brothers that can act. I like the guy. Don't get me wrong, but he's a terrible actor.
He's a terrible villain too. He was boring as fuck in this movie.
Yeah, it's like piercing blue eyes don't make a villain. Both of the villains in this are weak because you got Tom Sizemore in this too, and Tom Sizemore is not even that much of the film, and he's not doing villain stuff. It feels like when I look at the film that they really needed another pass or two at the script to really work out, because a movie is only as good as its villains. Okay.
Yeah.
And the villain wasn't very good. So you've got heroes doing great stuff, but you need a villain that's a real threat, that feels like that constant threat. Even when they're not in a scene, you're still thinking about them. Hi, Penny.
Hi, Penny.
And I do see that Keith jumped in. And not in here for some reason. He's not joining us to talk about the movie.
What are you doing in chat, Keith?
He's probably busy doing something, guys.
Black guy stuff.
Yeah, being in the chat.
Yeah, being in the chat. So, but I do like this film a lot. I feel like I wish that it had come out later, because Mickey Rourke and Don Johnson weren't really big yet cinematically.
No.
And if this film had come out a few years later, I think it would have done better.
I mean, everybody knew Don from Miami Vice, and Mickey had made some movies, but he really hadn't hit it big yet.
Well, Don had made 2 movies at this point, and neither of them tracked.
No, but one of them's a great classic sci-fi movie, man. A Boy and His Dog is one of the best movies you'll ever see.
Well, that's back in the 70s. That was when he was young.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a classic. But once he went to TV, that transition back to cinema is really hard. Mm-hmm. And so he did 2 action films, and they didn't track well. Mickey Rourke, his previous 2 films before this, tanked, which was Black Orchid, and what was that other one? The one I liked a lot, I can't remember if it was 87 or 89 that it came out, was Angel Heart. I love
Angel Heart. That's the one that got that girl kicked off of the Cosby Show. Yeah. Well, what was her name? Lisa Bonet. She was married to
Bonet.
Yeah. She was married to Aquaman there for a bit, right? Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
And before him, she was married to Lenny Kravitz.
Yep.
They even have a kid that's nasty as shit.
Hello, as Kim Jong-un would say. Hello.
So I like the iconic stuff they tried to do with this movie. And the over-the-top machismo. Like when Mickey Rourke goes into that bar, at 7-Eleven, and saves the girl from 2 robbers.
That was pretty cool.
And a lot of guys don't realize that one of the robbers in that film would go on to be kind of a TV star himself. I'm trying to remember his damn name.
Yeah, the second one, right? The one that had the knife.
Yeah, the one that's got the knife.
Yes, his face is familiar. It rings a bell.
Brennan T. Baird.
There he is. Yeah, Brennan T. Baird. And he was a star on TV for a little bit and then just disappeared. But another cool actor that's in the background in this is Arnold's other best friend, Sven. Was
yes,
in it too.
He was one of the security guys of the bank.
Finn Ole Thorsen.
Oh man, he died doing stunts in Red Heat, I think, and the movie's dedicated to him.
Sven?
I know one of his movies is dedicated to Sven. Oh no, not Sven. No, he had another stunt performer that was one of his favorites. He had been in almost all of his movies.
Who, Arnold?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, Dead Bang is one of the films. Yeah, where he pukes on the dead guy. Yeah, he throws up on him. Yeah, I've always liked Sven. Again, why are you in the chat?
Because he's babysitting.
Why aren't you here? How come I'm having to play the third person here?
Grandson wins over anything else.
Yeah, the world's most lucky grandchild having Keith as a grandfather. Doesn't get cooler than that.
The other thing that's really huge about this film is the fucking songs.
Yeah.
So many fucking songs in this movie. And I mean, it's got, it's because it's a hard rock, and R&B. You got The Long Way Home by Copperhead, The Bigger They Come by Frampton and Marriott, Tower of Love by Roadhouse, I Mess Around, Shooting Gallery, Wild Obsession by LA Guns, Come On from the Screaming Jets, Let's Work Together by the Kentucky Headhunters, Hardline by Waylon Jennings, Ride With Me by Black Eyed Susan. A goddamn name. What a fucking name for a band, Black Eyed Susan. What Will I Tell My Heart by Vanessa Williams, because she's in the movie. She sings. And then, of course, the Screaming Jets did covers of Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi and Work to Do and The Better Part of Me by Vanessa Williams. So you got some great songs that were on the soundtrack that got released. And I just named the 3 songs that weren't, for some reason, on the soundtrack release. And those 3 were probably the biggest. Well, one of them is the biggest. Wanted Dead or Alive is a fucking huge hit by Bon Jovi.
Yep.
And he did Work to Do. And then she did The Better Part of Me. And those 3 ended up not on the soundtrack. This film also had Tia Carrere in it. And they underutilize her too. They underutilize most of the cast.
Yep.
You actually have a Bond villain in this movie. Did you know that?
Who?
Julius Harris, who plays the old man that owns the restaurant.
Ah, I didn't know
he was in Live and Let Die. He was one of the black mob members. With the one with the, I think he had the claw in his hand or some shit. Anybody?
No.
Nobody? Okay.
Wrong guy.
Oh my God.
Wrong guy to ask.
Get over it.
I hate to tell you, Gary, I was in the middle of something and I didn't hear the reference. What was it again?
There you go. Julius Harris. He's the guy that owns the restaurant that they're trying to save.
Right.
In the
I'm
movie.
trying to
and
think.
He, of course,
oh, gosh.
Famous Bond villain. He played Tee-Hee.
Which Bond movie was that?
It's got to be the first one with more in it, right? It's got to be the New Orleans one. Live and Let Die.
Yeah, Live and Let Die. Mm-hmm. And he was in King Kong, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3,
yes.
the great movie, the original, 74. Yes, he's in Darkman. This guy's made a career of being in some awesome stuff. Man, good actor.
He's the only one in the Expeditionary Task Force that survives in King Kong.
Yep. So it was really funny because, we checked out the making of documentary that they do over on Joe Blow.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing he says, Don Johnson trying to get away from wearing all those pastels. And I'm like, he said it right when they cut to this shot. And I'm like, that's pastel blue, you dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's funny.
People are stupid. I swear to God. And look, it's not like I think everybody at Joe Blow are stupid, but I do think a few of them are fucking morons over there, and they get paid a lot of money to be over there saying stupid shit like that. Yeah. And they didn't even mention that they had a Bond villain in the movie. In that
they
Joe
should
Blow
have
video.
mentioned that. Yeah. Glad you brought that
They don't
up.
know. They do. They research with no knowledge. They go in there and just whatever they find, they put in there because they don't actually know anything before doing their fucking docs. That's my problem with Joe Blow. Keith, he's yelling. If you couldn't hear him,
and he's answering.
He's yelling again. Pay attention to him. Okay, you don't even yell back at him. You got to do all caps to yell. I tend to choose the original Pelham over the remake. Look, I don't mind the remake. It's actually pretty good, but no, the original
that
is
ending
better.
Was shit. That ending
the
was
better
shit.
Film is the original. It's just a perfect movie from beginning to end. It's a film we should do sometime because I am a fan of that movie.
Oh, the Chief did it.
I know he did. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it for a while because I knew he'd done it.
Yeah, now he's yelling.
There, that's more like it.
You taught him a new trick.
Well, look, man, sometimes you got to reach down and grab your balls and really squeeze. Get that yell out. Now, this guy that you just saw that he's having the fight with there, he was in a lot of television, including the TV series Renegade. And that's Branscombe Richmond. He plays, he can play American Indian or Hispanic characters.
He's multiracial?
Yeah, multiracial. He's been in soap operas and shit.
No.
He's a stunt man in the movie They Live. That's how he got his start, was doing stunts.
Really?
And somebody says, man, you look good enough to be on camera, man.
One of his thoughts is, we haven't seen it in a lot of movies. I think it was even in Predator. And he's always doing like a dog character. It was in the background.
I didn't understand that word. Pug characters?
Thugs.
What?
Thugs.
Thugs. Gotcha. Thugs.
Genghis.
Keith summoned him. He yelled,
hey! You rang. So, let's see. I'm looking, and I'm just not seeing who you're talking about. Mitzi Martin is in this too. You might remember her as the sexy alien in Dude, Where's My Car?
Dude, Where's My Car?
What does mine say? Dude, what does mine say?
Dude.
Sweet.
Dude. Or sweet.
Dude and sweet.
Dude, sweet.
That movie.
That was their.
No,
I
wait,
didn't see that
Joe,
movie for years because the premise was so stupid. And then I had nothing else to do. And it wasn't, they weren't playing that on TV, and I saw it. And the ending, that third act, that twist, god damn.
I saw that movie on VHS.
It's still a stupid movie, but it was better than I thought.
I don't ever.
I enjoyed the crap out of that movie.
That is too silly for me.
I love that fucking movie, and I've known idiots like them, and it just tickled me seeing them.
The best part of that movie is and then?
Yeah, Chinese restaurant. And then maybe we'd have some egg drop soup and then and that's it. And then no, and then fucking pulls the speaker out. I fucking love that movie. And the dog. Never forget that damn dog. Thank you, Genghis. Or as John Kerry would say, Genghis. So you had Chelsea Field in this when she plays some of the goofy names. I swear to God. So let me just go through some of the names. Mickey Rourke as Harley Davidson, Don Johnson as Marlboro Man, but we do find out his full name at the end of the movie. It's Robert Lee Edison. Then we have Chelsea Field playing Virginia Slim, Giancarlo Esposito playing Jimmy Giles, Vanessa Williams playing Lulu Daniels. Then we get to Julius Harris playing Old Man. Eloy Casados plays Jose Cuervo.
Jose Cuervo.
Oh my God, some of the names.
Oh, that's
Virginia Slim,
John
Jose
Minton.
Cuervo. Yeah.
Do you know what Jose Cuervo is?
John Minton as Jack Daniels.
Gosh.
Just crazy fucking name. And of course, Branscombe Richmond plays Big Indian. Like, they did not put any work into these names.
No.
Now, do you know what Jose Cuervo is? That's a brand. That's a tequila brand.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and it's true, Gambit. I think that they hurt the film in the pre-marketing by talking bad about it. But they were very unhappy with making the movie. They enjoyed working together. They did not like making that movie. The reason Rourke took this gig, he admitted that the only reason he took this gig was because of the fact that his last two films tanked.
He needed money,
He needed the money.
And he went around and kept saying that instead of promoting the movie, that it was just a paycheck for him. And other shit. So that's not helpful.
And I got to tell you, his remake of Desperate Hours, I actually watched that and was so fucking annoyed with that movie. I guarantee you we will never cover that movie here. We will do the original before I'll ever think of doing that movie. The original with Bogart is really good. Yeah, they were not complimentary to the director in particular. And I think that this film is better than a lot of people think it is because it's fun. And again, I think that if Don Johnson and Mickey Rourke were bigger stars, which they were later, just a few years later, if they waited to the late 90s to release this movie, it would have been a hit. It still would have been a bad movie, but it would have been a fun bad movie.
By the way, welcome, Sean.
I've always thought that too, because it's so much of the same kind of humor. So Harold and Kumar should do a crossover with Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah, but the Kumar guy, he quit acting, right?
He went into
politics.
Yeah, we're seeing how well that did him, so he'll be back. The sequel should be called Dude, Where's Harold and Kumar's Car? And I owned this when it came out. I bought it. I actually like to pop it in every once in a while.
I pirated it. I was pirating movies back then.
Back in the 90s, I didn't do that. I actually bought it on VHS.
I figured out early that you remember they had the copy guard where you went from VHS to VHS, that it would screw everything up. But if you went from VHS to Beta, it didn't work. So I had a shit ton of movies on Betamax.
Yeah, Beta is so much better than VHS. Since there is a new Harold and Kumar movie on the way, I didn't know that. That's really cool. Huh. This is the scene I'm talking about. This is, and of course, that's Esposito right there with the headband. And he's a good character. And I thought it was a mistake what they did with all the characters, to tell you the truth. They just wipe them all out in one scene. That was a mistake. But this oiled up fucking black dude here on the right, god damn, man. Do you need some more oil?
Dude, that's impossible that dude lost that.
You look like you're drying out there, man. You want some more baby oil?
You look a little ashy, man. Go ahead.
Where you been? Go. Where you been? Diddy's party? Jesus Christ. So yeah, the dude on the left, this character is, and this scene is completely and intentionally a ripoff of the scene between Butch and Richard Keel's scene in Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. It's absolutely, I'm not going to say a ripoff, but it's clearly an homage, because they don't rip off any of the lines, but when you see it, it is clearly, anybody who knows their Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid recognizes this scene between him and Harley Davidson. Yeah, he's wearing the funny pirate clothing. What are you, a butt pirate?
Yikes.
Wait, what was that? Wait, oh. Well, also, there's been rumors that they were going to do a remake of this film, and the last rumor I heard was it was going to be, I think Momoa and Tom Hardy was the last rumor I heard, which I don't buy into any of it.
I say let it be.
Let it be. Let it be.
Don't remake this. If you're gonna do it, shut up.
Whisper words of wisdom.
Let it be.
Nice vibrato there, Joe.
Hey man, I can't help it. You mentioned a song I like, I start singing. I'm sorry. I just do. I've thought about doing karaoke on one of these channels one night. You know, we have several friends that do that.
Oh, we should do it. We should do it.
We should.
I'm serious. We should do it.
Yes.
And have some fun. I won't do it, but I will host it.
Well, I won't either. So.
Well, we got plenty of friends in our circle that host these things. So.
Karaoke is the unrefutable proof that the devil exists, because only the devil could have invented that shit.
Yeah, right.
Hey, man, I enjoy it. I like
Sander. That's the joke I made. That's the joke I made. There you go. And of course, this is supposed to be lightly in the future because it was made in the early 90s. It's supposed to be 96.
Yeah, they had to justify that crazy drug that is
the crazy drug, and that not Beverly Hills. What is it? The place that Johnny Carson always
Burbank,
California.
It's now just an airport. The whole city is a fucking airport. I thought that was a pretty good joke, because anybody who knows Johnny Carson was always shitting on Burbank.
Yep.
This scene is so fucking funny, because I'm like, what's going on here? Because I was like he's getting all of a sudden gentle with him here, and I'm like, please don't go gay. Please don't go gay.
Right, don't go there. Don't
go gay. Don't go gay. And of course, it didn't go that way. Went, oh, thank God, it saved me.
No, there is anything wrong with it.
Zoe gets so mad at me when I do that. Please don't kiss. Please don't kiss. Dad, there's nothing wrong with it. Please don't kiss. Please don't kiss. She goes, stop it, Dad. I don't care. I'm just being an asshole.
Yeah.
No.
Your favorite, back when, Gary, your favorite thing to do is piss Zoe and me off.
Yeah, it's fun. I derive I told Martin that. I said, I derive great pleasure from annoying you and her. It just tickles me to no end when I do it. So this is back when he was pretty much playing just black guys. It wasn't until later he started playing Hispanic roles. And I thought that was good that they finally recognized that he's not just a black character. He can be anything. And that's why in Breaking Bad, he's one of the best parts of that fucking series. There he is, the fucking villain from Live and Let Die. One of the villains. I went to a Diddy party to reminisce with my old friends, a chance to share old memories and play our songs again. I went to a Diddy party to reminisce with my old friends. I know what song you're parodying there, Keith. I know that song. I know that artist. I think that was his last song before he died. It hit. It was his last hit before he died. Garden Party.
Garden Party. Yep. Who's the artist who sang that?
For some reason, I've got Everly Brothers on my brain, so I can't think of it. Ricky Nelson.
Ricky Nelson. Yeah.
It takes a second to get. I got to get the Everly Brothers out of my way to see his name. Seriously, in my brain, that's how it works. I have to push. Get past the Everly Brothers. There he is, Ricky Nelson. Yep, that's the guy, Gambit. That's who I was talking about earlier.
Bobby Sherman passed away this week.
Yeah, I saw yesterday. I saw the news. He was big when I was a kid, man.
Huge. He was on every girl's
I had trouble
wall
with him as a kid because he looked so much like Davy Jones.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was like, "That's not Davy Jones. Who is that?" My sister.
He was one of the last guys from the '60s that was in Tiger Beat magazine.
For beer?
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, he was damn near 30 and still in Tiger Beat.
Yeah, still in Tiger Beat. He had Dick Clark disease. He just didn't age, man. Yep.
I guess having Dick Clark disease is better than having Clark Dick disease.
Hello.
Yeah, my God.
I would imagine so.
And you have to know what a Clark bar is to understand that joke. Don John, it was really funny because, like, the second time she saw him in the movie, Anima, she's like, "Why does he have the cigarette in his mouth all the time?" And I'm like, "Because he quit smoking."
I didn't know people
within
do
one
that.
scene, and within one scene that gets mentioned that he quit. Well, I thought you quit smoking.
Give me the goddamn light.
Yeah.
I think this film is better than it's what it gets credit for. And what shocked me is if you go to Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a shitty audience score.
I don't understand that.
That's
a fun movie, dude.
It.
Yeah.
And even on IMDb, it's only got what, a 5? No, it's got a 6.1, which is not bad. That's not bad. That's like a D+.
If I
It's
may.
not good either.
If I may. I was enjoying the movie really until the heist, or when the bad guys appeared during the heist. However, I told to myself, don't let this bad moment in the movie ruin the rest of it. Let's finish it. And what I get it is, these are like 2 or 3 different scripts that were mashed into one. There's a problem with continuity on some stories that they are trying
Also,
to tell.
I want to point out that the photography on the heist itself, really bad. These wide shots right here, ridiculous. They should be tighter shots. When you're doing stuff like this, these should be tight shots.
The best part of the movie is the relationship between the 2 guys.
Yeah.
However, Marlboro is a more fresh out character than Harley.
Yeah. Well, in the third act, Harley is better designed because you discover a new weakness of his that you should have learned early in the film, that he can't shoot worth a shit.
Well, they do it, and when he shot at Marlboro's bikes and completely misses it, and Marlboro says, "You can shoot for shit."
He says, "Yeah." He says, "If you shot shit, you wouldn't even get a whiff." Great fucking line. But it's still, they don't go deep into it. That should have been a little longer. This scene right here, bad angle right there. That's a terrible angle. It should have been done from the POV of the truck. And then cut to this angle.
Well, we already mentioned that the director wasn't really good, so.
Yeah, Don Johnson was the one who had to help him set up shots.
I like how Marlboro is all moved by getting as a gift, as a birthday gift.
Oh, Keith,
one of the worst handguns ever.
Oh yeah, they have terrible guns in this. They gave him a Desert Eagle. That's a 50 caliber ACP.
That is cheaper in 44 because it comes in 9mm, 44, and 50 cal. But man, it's bad. That gun is bad. It's terrible.
Okay, so Keith put another part of the song in there with a little more of a joke, but it's all right now. I learned my lesson well. You see, you can't stay very long when they offer you gel.
Oh,
good one, Keith.
Especially if it's by Johnson & Johnson.
Actually, another film that we're doing, or we already did, the lead actress got a Razzie. What was that, Anima? We just talked about it.
Oh, please tell me it's Catwoman.
No. The one we watched yesterday with the author. Was she Ukrainian or something?
Okay, that's it. Oh yes, Her Alibi.
Her Alibi. That's it. Yeah, what a fun movie. And she doesn't deserve the Razzie.
Dude, we're being rated by Real Wade Nation. Thank you, Wade.
Thanks, Wade.
Thanks, Wade.
Hi, Raiders.
Awesome.
So yeah, she got a Razzie Award for that movie, and I'm like, and people are saying the movie's not very good, and I'm like, you must not have ever watched classic Cary Grant, Jimmy Stewart romantic comedies from the 30s and 40s and early 50s, because that's exactly what that movie was a nod to, is the classic zany fucking romantic comedies that those guys made a career out of that are great fucking movies. And I love Her Alibi with Tom Selleck. I think it's a lot of fun. And he plays the Cary Grant character perfectly, if that were Cary Grant, because that's really what that felt like. This could have been made in the 40s, and that would have been Cary Grant playing that part. You're the deadest shot I've ever seen. Where do you learn to do that? He says, I read a book.
Cary Grant wouldn't have been able to pull off the mustache, though, like Tom Selleck does, because nobody rocks a mustache like Tom Selleck.
Yeah. That guy is nothing but growth hormone. He's human.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Him and Sam Elliott, right?
Yeah, him and Sam Elliott are both made of human growth hormone.
Oh, God.
Now, what I do love that line right there where he says, he says, now that's how a pro does it when they blow the doors on the vehicle. He says, pro, you could have just opened it with my keys.
Yeah, that was a great moment.
And I think that's the problem with the film, is a lot of the jokes fell flat because it's not the actor's fault, it's the editing. Because the editing impacts the timing. Hey, Wade. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, Wade. Wade Raid. I like that.
Wade Raid.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about us. You need to worry about them.
Oh my God! This is so cringe-worthy.
Yeah.
You just said, "Oh my God's," plural. Yeah, this is like the Matrix, guys. Before the Matrix, this is before the Matrix. They
absolutely.
Walking up in those fucking coats in the middle of fucking summer.
Yeah, and walking in a straight line, holding their gun, their rifles with one hand, shooting by the hip.
And I'm going to tell you something.
It's awesome.
I'm going to tell you something. When you're wearing Kevlar, you want the flattest area on you.
Yeah, but you can do what the second guy is doing.
In the military, we were trained to walk straight with our weapon aimed from here forward instead of down the body.
Yeah, but
this way.
But you're still using your two. You're holding your gun, your weapon with two hands.
Well, they would, but I think what they're trying to say here is they have trouble doing that because these coats are so thick with Kevlar.
Number 2 is doing it right.
Is he?
The guy. Yeah,
Not
the
really.
guy who's.
Have you
still
seen
firing
this
from the
movie?
hip.
I mean, I don't think they were that involved with the details of it.
I don't
really.
think they give a shit about any realism at all.
Yeah.
Which is why it's so funny when you see Don Johnson or Mickey Rourke kicking, showing the kick in the gun.
Yeah.
It's like, so why are you bothering? Because all you did is annoy this girl right here. Like, the way they're moving, how is that hitting anything?
The thing is that they may have thought that looked cool. It doesn't.
There you go, Keith. They're from the guild.
Yes.
Those steer guns are so terrible. Steer.
No, they're not bad.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Dude, yeah. Well, I got to tell you, the one that Homeboy uses in Die Hard, the Russian ballet dancer, Alexander Goodenough. Yeah. That's badass, though. But that's mostly the sound editing because they made the sound of that gun a lot louder than everything else in the show.
Was he good enough, or wasn't he?
Wasn't he good enough?
Anyway, so this scene bugged me because he doesn't have enough speed to do what the bike does here when he wrecks. It shows that bike just going and going, and he came up doing 25 miles an hour at best.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course, there's a
Harley Davidson
open gas tank.
Are we doing something about this?
As well. I mean, wait.
That's a lazy one, though.
But he hasn't done it in so many times. He deserves a comeback. So let's do this.
Hey, Bandit, this is Little Beaver. Put your foot on the floor. We got your back door, and I'm cleared.
That's a 10-4.
What movie was that?
That's Smokey and the Bandit.
Smokey and the Bandit.
What many consider the greatest Burt Reynolds movie ever, but I think it's Hooper myself. But yeah, Smokey and the Bandit. It's the Burt Reynolds movie.
It's got a great theme song.
Oh yeah,
that was written over a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Keith leaving. All right, bye.
Yeah, baby woke up.
Yeah, if you haven't shown Anima that movie, you need to, buddy. I still bitch because Jackie Gleason wasn't nominated for an Academy Award for that movie. He should have been.
He might have showed me that. Just because I don't remember it doesn't mean we haven't watched it.
Oh. I don't know.
They don't all stay in my brain, you know? We watch a lot.
I'm telling you, if you'd have seen that one. But then again, I'm biased. I'm telling you, me and my brother, that was one of the first VHS. You remember when VHS recorders were tanks, Gary? The top-loading tanks, right? That was one of the first movies my dad bought. Me and my brother wore that tape out. We watched it every day after school, man. Love that movie. Oh.
Man, good old VHS. I was living close to a video rental store in the early 2000s, and I also was pretty sleepless, working myself into burnout. So I was renting a lot of VHS tapes just to have something on at night when I couldn't sleep.
Right.
Oh, it's sort of like, because I did that Bruce Campbell Running Time Blu-ray cover for Synapse Films. So the owner of Synapse and I knew each other, but didn't know we knew each other. So we were on the phone one day and we discovered that we lived within 2 blocks of each other in Champaign-Urbana, Illinois, at the University of Illinois, and that we shopped at the same video store and we had some of the same friends. Like, we both know Jason Pankoki, who's been on the show. He's a good friend of mine. Wow. So it's just so weird that he and I had that connection. And it's the same thing with other stuff. I find out that people like Steve Niles, Steve Niles, 30 Days of Night, the comic creator. He and I were talking one day, and we found out that we shopped at the same record store. And we probably, because we would both go on the weekends because we were in bands at the same time. And so the only time we ever had, because we worked Monday through Friday, and we'd have band practice, so we'd play gigs. And so the only time to go was on Saturday afternoons. And I know we had to have gone to that record store at the same time. And we shopped at the same comic shops. Now, this is a real airplane graveyard. It's the big one in Arizona. And I've been there, and it's fucking huge. And I looked at an aerial photograph of it on Google, and it looks smaller than it used to.
Question, can you get in freely?
Yeah, it's a military base, but you've got to go through the checkpoint, and they'll let you go in. But you're not allowed to touch anything. You have to have you either have a guide or you have special permission to be there.
Yeah, that would be a cool place to go.
Yeah.
For
If
sure.
you like airplanes, man, that would be awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, and once again, I got to point out that I thought it was a huge mistake when they wipe out the entire team. They shouldn't have done that. Wound them, yeah, but killing them was dumb.
Oh man!
At some point, it looks like the writers were thinking, well, if we kill Jack, we open the door for Marlboro for Harley to be with Lulu, but then you kill her, the guy who got her whole family killed. Nah, that's not gonna fly. Hello.
Nice face there, Gary.
Yes, indeed. Well, not your face, the face that you're drawing. That is, oh my God. It's very cool, man.
This is not working.
The cowboy. Tired and I'm pissed. Yeah, I dug the Marlboro, man. Not so much Harley. I like Mickey Rourke and everything. It's just I'm not a motorcycle guy, so I was more. I live right next. I'm like 20 minutes from Texas, so everybody wears cowboy hats here. So
it's not just the hat; it's the saddlebags too.
Yep, saddlebags.
Yeah,
he's got the whole 9 yards.
He's a motorbike, but he's a cowboy.
He's the guy straight off the poster,
Yeah,
straight off the Marlboro ads. Yep, that's him. Pretty cool.
I love how he keeps telling him, "You think too much. Stop thinking," because he is so overthinking everything.
Mm-hmm.
There he is with his cigarette. I know people use toothpicks for that, but having an actual cigarette under your nose, wouldn't that be like endless?
Oh, it drives a smoker nuts, I would think.
Yeah.
Drive him nuts.
That's like an
alcoholic. I couldn't do it. I'd like that
whiskey and always smelling the alcohol, but not drinking it. That doesn't make sense to me, to have an unlit cigarette under your nose all the time. Like anything to have something in your mouth, I get it. But not the tobacco smell.
Yeah, I couldn't hang with that. In no way.
Air.
What?
Dead
Is that
Air.
a pop?
That area.
Yes, is on
Half
and
of
off
the panel is
playing.
drawing, so
Yeah,
That's
that's why you get a lot of dead air with those drawing. But it's been a while since I saw this movie, so. Dude, really?
I watched it
What?
yesterday, but I watched 2 other movies after that. One
Did you?
yesterday and one before the show. Yeah. We watched Her Alibi yesterday and The Long Goodbye before we did the show.
The Long Goodbye.
What a great movie. And I love how he's having the theme. It's the only music in that movie is the theme.
John Williams did the theme.
Yeah. And
John
in like
Williams was so
different
clever.
versions.
John Williams was so clever in what he did by writing the theme in different ways to where it could be played in different scenes as if it's background music rather than theme music for the film.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great. Even the crappy brass band version. Because they are not good. But it just keeps popping up. And my favorite is the jazz version. Piano and drums. That's great, man. It's living rent-free in my head ever since we watched it a couple hours ago.
Elliot Gould as Philip Marlowe. Directed by Robert Altman.
I'm glad you showed me that.
It's my favorite, one of my favorite Philip Marlowe films. Because it was so antithetical to Philip Marlowe, the way he did it. And yet it still works. So, some back titty there.
Side boob, yeah.
Yeah, but as long as you're not showing an areola, you're good.
And that's a pretty back, you must admit that.
Now, these 3 have so close a relationship that I, at this point, I was thinking she was another saved by the old man. That she was in her youth lost, and he helped her get straight with her life. Because, man, she being a cop and being with this dude that clearly are outlaws.
Well, her problem is she really wants him, but he keeps disappearing. So she's marrying the other guy. And it's fucking sad. Is that the cafeteria from Pulp Fiction? I don't know.
No.
It's been like 20 years since I watched that, at least.
Oh,
It's
no.
been that one's been used in a lot of films, but I don't think that's what they used in this.
And the boots and the duct tape.
Oh yeah, that's going to pay off towards the end.
Yeah, I like the way
Thank
they
God.
set that up.
Yeah, thank God he's so attached to those boots. Saves his life in the end. I can't find anything about that cafeteria.
No, it's not. I know that cafeteria. In Pulp Fiction, I have seen that so many times.
Well, Gary said it's been used in other movies, but there's nothing here.
Yeah,
About
the
that.
only one that it looks very close is they use in Triple X with Vin Diesel. It looks a lot like the one in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, the place used in Pulp Fiction is the Hawthorne Grill, and let me find out about the history of that place.
Oh my God, Johnson, while promoting this movie, or supposed to promote this movie, he said, if you're a fan of mindless action, if you don't have a single brain cell in your head, this is the film for you. You don't do that in your own movie. Jesus fucking Christ. And Rourke blamed it for his decline in mainstream Hollywood, which is, dude. Yeah, that's not how you advertise for a movie.
Well, it all depends what your intentions are.
They make
If you
money
want
off
to
of
make
it.
the
They
movie,
shouldn't.
do it.
You make money doing that. You don't shit all over it. That's just bad.
Oh my God. That was savage.
Can't believe it did that. After more or less directing it too.
Well, you have to remember, they may have not a well-established film career yet, but these two guys were divas in that period of time.
Hmm.
All right, I'm pulling up on screen here. Pause the movie, and there we go. So that's the Hawthorne Grill. It's at River Glen Motel, which stood at 2934 Riverside Drive.
Is it still there?
That's I do believe you can still find it.
Well, it says for sale.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Good many of the film's locations have now gone. The diner held up. So let me look this up real quick. We will go look it up. Paste and go. So then I hit Street View.
Keely Chow is here with a breach.
Yeah.
Say,
Hey, Keely.
I pulled the Gary by coming through the back door. That deserves a video. That's a good one.
Yes, I'm waiting to. We'll end with this. Oh my God, Keely Chow. No, bad Keely Chow.
Why?
He knows why.
Okay.
That row of dogs, he knows why.
I don't get it.
I'll explain later. Oops, he's not there anymore.
Gary's good at getting lost on Google Maps. Google Earth, I mean.
This would have been the corner.
Oops.
This is probably where it was.
Bye bye, baby.
Oh, that's sad that it's gone.
It was a beautiful building.
The alleyway. But yeah, this is where it was. Right here.
I stepped away, and now all of a sudden we're hitting Google Maps. Cool.
This is where the diner was from Pulp Fiction. It's gone now.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay, Keely, let me be ready for a video.
There's their 7-Eleven.
Wow.
Hey, let's go inside and get a big gulp.
Something tells me they wouldn't name that a big gulp in this day and age. You think?
Nope, I wouldn't.
I just don't think they'd go in that direction with their marketing these days. Really don't.
Before we continue, let me give Kilichao his backdoor video. Let's go with this one.
Please seek assistance at the rear entrance of the building.
They are not identical, Gambit. Google Earth allows you to actually walk the streets and shit like that. Google Maps do that. You can go to satellite view and actually view the thing. Walk.
You need to use Google Earth on VR.
Wow. I bet that's amazing.
Crazy.
I would imagine it is.
Gary and I take a lot of walks and drives on Google Earth. Mostly him showing me places that he's been.
Places I grew up.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's cool. That's a cool way to hang out on the internet.
Yep.
It is. I love showing her all these places where I grew up in Phoenix, what they look like now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you get to be creative when you're in long distance for 3 years, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully that's ending soon.
We have an anniversary coming up too.
Yep.
Look out.
Well, 2. My first show with you, and then us being a thing a month after that.
Yeah, it's in August we have an anniversary.
Yes. Also, our engagement anniversary. Although we did it kind of unconventionally, because we are we.
Uh-oh, the trench coat boy is back. Look out.
That plane graveyard is so cool. I've never seen a place like that. Because we don't have the space for that over here. So a plane gets like retired, it gets dismantled, and whatever you can use is used, and what you can't use is recycled, or I don't know.
Is that the same one they used in that Transformers movie? I think it was the third one.
Yep, it's the exact same one.
The SR-71. Yeah.
They used it for a couple of movies, yeah. But the aerial shots are beautiful.
Silver dollar and the that should have raised suspicion from the beginning.
What? What are you talking about?
And nobody ever checks the money. Have you noticed that?
She doesn't know what you're talking about. She's asking.
What if they pull a Tarantino on you and put a black mamba in the...
Martin, are you not hearing?
I lost my audio.
At all?
I lost my audio. I'll be back.
Yeah, he didn't hear you at all, Anima.
I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm confused now.
He's gone solo.
That's it, folks. We lost Martin. Oh, he's still here. We've lost him.
That's why I am doing the slideshow, and I hope to God that Google Chrome doesn't shut down on me like it did twice now. Because that's fucking annoying when we're about to end the show and all of a sudden Google Chrome goes like, zap, that's it, done for today.
Zappity zap.
I mean, my cursor is next to the mute button and my hand isn't even close to the mouse. So it's not me doing it. That's Google Chrome just going bye-bye. Yeah. Fucking hate that.
And Martin has returned.
So what were you talking about, Martin? I'm so confused.
What?
You don't even remember what you were talking about a minute ago.
You said it started with nobody checks the money.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you haven't seen Kill Bill, it's a scene in which...
I have.
Okay.
No,
so
it's been a while.
You don't check the money. You don't know if he's a fucking black mamba underneath the first layer of bills. You just took a case that a stranger that you are blackmailing gave you, and you happily took it to your home base without checking it out.
Every time I see the Trenchcoat Mafia here, I keep wanting to hear dun 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 dun. Whip it good.
Where's
Why?
Your mama's back.
What the fuck?
If it'll fail, dude, break your mama's back.
That's it. I just think of Devo every time I see these fools.
But they don't have the red hats.
It's not the red hat thing. It's the whole slick trench coats that look like they can't move. They look like, you know what they look like? They look like the human versions of that robot in Logan's Run, the big silver one.
Especially
That's what they look
Daniel
like.
Baldwin. He has zero facial expression. He's stiff as a board, and all he does is stare with his fucking blue eyes.
They
That's
look like
not
the
how you
human
play a
version
villain.
of that. Yeah.
I
He's
suppose they
boring.
the director tried to make them look like human Terminators, and it sucked.
Yeah.
That didn't work.
One of the most boring villains I've ever seen.
But hey, whoever did the productions design for Equilibrium was obviously a fan of this movie because that's pretty much what Christian Bale looks like in that movie, doesn't he?
Yeah, but Equilibrium looks good.
And he can act. So there you go.
Okay, there you go.
Sometimes a cool costume just isn't enough when there's nothing in it.
Yeah, I forgot about this Baldwin brother. I forgot about this one. I saw, is it Stephen Baldwin? That's the one that's in The Usual Suspects. Is that Stephen?
Yeah.
I saw him on Adam Carolla's show earlier today. So he must be the other right winger.
Yeah. The two of them
Yeah.
are the two right wingers, and they do not talk to the other two.
I don't even remember the one that was in Flashpoints. Is that no Flash? What's the name of that damn
Blast?
I keep wanting to say Flash, but is it Flashback or no? God blast it!
Backblast.
Backdraft. That's it.
Backdraft.
For some reason, I was thinking Flashpoint. I don't know why, but yeah. What is that kid's name? I can't. I'm gonna have to look it up real quick. I know you're drawing. I'll look it up. I'm done drawing for today. By the way, I'm about to have to set up for my show anyway. Let me look it up real fast. Which I love, by the way. I love Backdraft. I think it's great, even though I had that senior moment, couldn't remember the name of the damn movie.
Yeah, I plan on doing the film.
Great cast in that movie. Oof, what a cast!
Which one?
Backdraft.
The
fireman movie.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. Yeah, Kurt Russell. Oh my gosh,
William Owen.
Senior moment. Donald Sutherland is like a Hannibal Lecter-like character that they keep going to see.
Holy shit! Did you know they made a sequel to that
Scott.
one?
Really?
Yeah, no, don't bring it up. Nope.
What?
No.
There shouldn't be a
Backdraft
sequel to it.
No.
That's for sure.
Back
2019.
away.
Just step away from the sequel. Step away from the sequel, sir.
So, you also have what's his name? Scott. Oh, I forgot his last name. That was he played
Glenn.
Stick in Daredevil.
Scott Glenn.
Scott Glenn.
Scott Glenn.
Yeah.
Yes.
William Baldwin is that kid's name. William. De Niro's in it. I forgot about that. He is in that movie. He's the investigator that he ends up working for. I forgot about that.
Fucking hate that guy.
I know, but
God, I hate that guy.
I've got a mental block on him too. But he does a good job in that movie. But
It's like I try my best to not, to take the artist out of the art and just try to enjoy their art.
It's hard to do
But
with him, though.
sometimes they make it really fucking hard.
Yeah, they do. I mean, look, knowing his reputation for mob movies and stuff, that last movie he made should have made a ton of bread. It's completely because people are turned off by his politics that people didn't go see it. You know that.
Yeah, he opened his mouth one too many fucking times, and people just turn off. They're like, I'm not going to give you our money if that's how you're going to talk about us.
Yep.
So I inked that one. That looks pretty good.
Yep. It looks great.
A Ready to Rumble sequel will make the Sickos pack. there was a movie called Ready to Rumble?
Oh yeah, there was a Ready to Rumble. Hang on, let me look it up for you real quick. It's about wrestling. Yeah.
Who's in it?
Wrestling.
Hang on, I'm fixing to pull it up. I haven't seen it. I just know about it. You know, I keep my finger on the pulse of the industry.
I don't want to know where you keep your finger.
Yeah.
Racing.
Take it easy now. It's a movie with David Arquette.
Oh, that movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
that wasn't very good.
And Oliver Platt. Yeah. Ready to Rumble.
Yeah,
The
I remember that
wrestling
movie. I
with David
kind
Arquette.
of,
Yeah.
I wanted to see that movie because I was a fan of Oliver Platt's and of his,
Mhm.
and I was very disappointed with that movie.
Goldberg's in it. Diamond Dallas Page. There's a few wrestlers in it, man.
Well, he's made a lot of friends in the wrestling community. Arquette has. Plus, he's done his fair share of trying to wrestle.
Yeah, right. Steve Borden, if you know who that guy is, that's Sting. Let's see who else is in here. Martin Landau is in Ready to Rumble. Really? He's got to play a
Get the
manager.
fuck
in it.
out of here.
Yeah.
He was dead by that.
No, he's
in
credited. He's credited in the movie, and it came out in 2000.
Right, hold on.
Yeah.
I've got to see this.
Well, I'll share it if you want me to, man. I can share it.
I did some artwork with David Arquette and some other pro wrestlers because, I worked on a pro wrestler movie, right?
No, didn't know that.
Pro wrestlers versus zombies. I was the artist.
Get out of town. That's awesome. Here you go. I just shared it for Martin.
Wait. Let me pause this.
There we go.
Oh, he's
Ready
got
to
it.
Rumble.
He's doing it.
That's Scott Conn. I know that face anywhere.
Scott Conn. Yeah.
All right. Let me go to. What year did that come out? It seemed like
2000.
It was newer. Oh wow, it's older than I thought it was.
Much better.
There's Martin Landau, bottom left.
Yep.
It is, and Joey Pants on the right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
oh my God, they had Kathleen Freeman in it. If you don't know who she is, I feel sorry for you.
I don't know.
He delivered one of the best lines in Joe Dirt when and it ended up in the outtakes when the dog is humping Joe Dirt's leg, and he's like, he's really doing it. And she says, "Oh, don't worry about that. He'll stop when he's finished."
Oh God.
He delivered that fucking line. It was so fucking brilliant. I lost my shit when I saw that outtake. I'm like, that should have been in the fucking movie. All right. Back to that. Now I got that song stuck in my head.
Sorry, bro. Sorry. I couldn't help it. That's all I could see when I'm seeing the Bulletproof Rangers there, man. I can't help it.
I love that she's calling him Robert the whole time. She's not using the Marlboro name.
The Marlboro Man, yeah.
Because she sees him and not what he wants to be for the world.
And she's got no room to talk because her name's fucking Virginia Slim.
Hello.
Yeah, the names in this movie.
Haro. Too good. But it's a fun check your brain at the door flick. It's a buddy flick, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Bad Boys, the 80s MTV version, Only it's made in the 90s. Because they are bitching at each other the whole time like a couple of old men.
My favorite part is when the Baldwin character, Alex is his character's name, when he has the Marlboro Man in the graveyard, and fucking Harley Davidson tries to shoot him, and instead shoots Marlboro in the shoulder. But God damn it! Stop trying to save him.
Right.
That's not helpful. And then he smacks him with his jacket. You fucking shot me. This movie is fun.
Yeah, it is. But you know, at the time, those two weren't taking each other very seriously. They weren't. I mean, Mickey Rourke. Hey, I was shocked he was in this movie, really, because the stuff he had been doing up to this point was pretty serious material. You know what I mean? And
yeah, well, we said that
fun.
already. He needed the paycheck, so that's why he took on the role. He wasn't behind this. They both weren't really.
I think. Well, Miami Vice was well off the air by then. I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's TV though, so it's tough once you do TV to get back to the big screen.
Wrestlers versus Dracula. Oh my God.
Wrestlers versus Dracula.
Hold on. I'll bring it up on the screen, and we can actually share it. Remove that one. Bring this one.
Holy crap.
And so I did this painting.
Nice.
That's really nice.
Ultimate Death Match. That's awesome.
And they had been in talks with Kieran. They were in talks with David Arquette, and all these wrestlers had already agreed to be in it.
Wow. Hey, wrestlers love being in movies, man. They do. They love doing it. I guess the most famous one's probably Hulk Hogan in Rocky III, huh? Playing Thunder Lips.
Yeah, and that caused all kinds of issues with him and what's his name, the head of wrestling.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Vince McMahon wanted a piece of it or some shit like that.
He threw a stink over it.
Yeah.
Here comes that bullshit jump.
Yes. I hope they jumped into the deep end. It better not be the kiddie pool side.
They landed on their backs, and from that height, water is the same as concrete. So
yes,
bullshit.
It is.
And that was my brain shouting it all the way over from the door.
Just think of it this way. There was a massive updraft right before they hit the water. Okay? It's all right.
Oh,
it's all right.
They were farting? Is that what you're saying?
That's it. Massive updraft. Oh my God.
Good thing they had beans for lunch that day.
Mickey hadn't messed up his face yet.
Yeah.
But that was later.
That's how we advertised it. We're doing a couple of Mickey Rourke movies before he became a cosmetic surgery disaster.
Right. But didn't he box for a little bit and mess up his face, and that's why he started
plastic surgery? In the late 90s. He broke his. Hold on. I know the history of this.
Okay.
He broke his nose twice, and then he had his cheek crushed. And so he first went in not for cosmetic surgery to alter his face, but to repair those. And that began the problems because it didn't look right. So he asked somebody to fix it. And then he decided to get some cosmetic fixes. He's starting to show his age. And that's where the decline happened, to where his face, he looks like some sort of fucking old woman now.
He got addicted to cosmetic surgery. It's a thing. And I hate doctors who keep operating on these people when they already look like shit. There's no coming back from that. So just
I don't know that he got addicted to it. I think what Gary's talking about, he was just trying to fix bad shit that happened to his face, and the problem didn't work out right.
All started with the fucking crushed cheek, and that's when it really started for him.
Yeah, Look, the whole thing just you can't even recognize him anymore. It's well, I mean, he's getting older now too. So, but I mean, even when he did the Iron Man movie, his face was jacked up. You know?
Yeah. Well, since the wrestler, to be honest.
Yeah, the wrestler. Oof, God.
Yeah. And but
Yeah,
however,
when I first saw the
in my
trailer for that, I
opinion,
didn't even recognize him.
in my opinion, is from the wrestler on that he made his best acting.
Oh
I
yeah.
love
Yep.
I love him in the first Expendables. That monologue when he's tattooing, oh my god! When he says when he's narrating how he lost his soul,
Mm-hmm.
that was the moment of that movie. And we were talking earlier, Joe. He's the best part of Iron Man 2, hands down.
Yeah, he is the best part of Iron Man 2. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I mean, Sam Rockwell's good too, but he's playing
Oh yeah,
he's playing a really shallow character. So, you know, I mean, but yeah, the
Something
bad
he's
guys are
very good
definitely
at.
better than the good guys in that one. For sure.
And also you still get to see him dance.
Yep.
yep.
Yeah. I fucking love when he fucking dances. Sam Rockwell.
Yep.
Fuck. That dude's cool.
Yeah. Well, you know, when he did it in the Charlie's Angels movie, I was just like, wow, this guy gets what he's doing right here. He's having too much fun being the bad guy.
I know
There's
that it's a
nothing wrong
trademark.
with that.
No,
I know
not
it's a
at
trade-
all. I mean, you know, I appreciate it. I really do. I love
I
the
know-
Charlie's Angels movies, guys. They're a couple of
I like the first one a lot, and I kind of like the second one, but not as much.
yeah. You can't recapture the first one. The first one was great.
I think
They
that's
did
the
a good
only one
job.
I've seen.
I'll stick to the show.
The show was
Thank
good.
you very much.
Yeah, the show was great. I mean, that's why I watched the first movie anyway. But oh man, everything about that movie I just dug. From what's her name? Cameron Diaz, the bad dancing and going on Soul Train and fucking it up and everything. Oh, it was just fucking priceless.
Back when she still looked cute.
Yeah. And was it Lucy Liu?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is
Yep.
it the first one or the second one where she's having problems with her secret identity with her boyfriend? It's the second one because her dad ends up being the guy from Monty Python,
John Cleese.
John Cleese. Yeah.
John Cleese.
Who is the third girl?
And
Drew
in the
Barrymore,
first
right?
one, Bill Murray played the part of Bosley,
Right.
and Lucy Liu and he ran into some fucking issues because he basically said you can't act.
Oh,
Wow, man. Does Bill always have to put his 2 cents into everything? Good Lord, man.
Apparently,
I love Bill to death. He's very talented, but man, he doesn't make friends well. He doesn't play nicely with others. He just doesn't.
Yeah, that sucks.
And of course, I mean, the girl behind it all, didn't Drew Barrymore produce that because she was a big fan of the show and everything? I think she was
Yeah,
one of the
something like
producers
that.
on it. And at the time, she was married to that Green guy, right? The idiot from
Tom Green.
Yeah, Tom Green. That's it. Yeah. It's
Right,
the
I'm sorry.
Chad. The Chad. Oh. Yeah, I love that first movie, man. I do. The second one, it's a little more over the top. So, but the guy from Back to the Future that's in it, the smoking guy, I can't remember that dude's name, but he's awesome in it. That song by Prodigy, that first fight scene with the smoking guy in the street in the alley, is just so awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's Crispin Glover.
yeah. Chris,
I met him at a party I got invited to,
Mm-hmm.
and him and he showed up with his girlfriend, who's a mortician, and they're both dressed in black, and she is clearly like a goth. I was just like, I was like terrified when I finally bumped into him. I'm like, and then they ended up being two of the nicest people I ever talked to. That she really likes to talk about her job, though. I will say that.
Wow.
She really, because like
Does she have one of those dark senses of humor like a nurse would, or like you would be in the medical profession?
Hey, imagine having a dark sense of humor that's not funny. That's what that was.
Oh, wow.
That's when, the fluid squirted out, and I'm like,
You're creeping me out.
they were really
man.
nice. They're really nice. I was there as somebody's plus one, and met a few other people. Gary's True Hollywood Stories.
That's right. Gary's True Hollywood Stories. Yeah, they did use Steigers in this movie, didn't they? All the bad guys have them. Yeah.
Tires, yeah.
Did I say Steiger? I meant Steiger.
Yeah. They're all carrying Rod Steigers.
That's it. They're all carrying Rod Steigers.
I could have been something. I could have been a contender.
Marlboro Man. I'm a huge
the
Don
head's dead
Johnson
center.
fan. I'll watch anything with that guy in it.
Yeah.
Love
Him
it.
telling Mickey Rourke to aim at all is hilarious
Yeah.
because he can't shoot at all.
Oh my gosh. Let's rock and roll these motherfuckers. Had a fun night last night, Gary. My independent movie house does a thing once a month for the ladies. I was the only guy there, and it was sold out. Okay. But the movie was Officer and a Gentleman. And my mother, she's always looking for something to do. So I got us all tickets to it. And it's the thing where you buy dinner, and they have dinner in this room that holds about 125 people. And then they show the movie downstairs in their main movie hall. Right. And had a fun time. And they had trivia, and our table took third place in the trivia. So that was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Got to see Officer and a Gentleman on the big screen again.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, the only time I've ever taken anything below second place in trivia is when I get teamed up with the wrong fucking person. One of those fucking idiots goes, it's that movie with the monkeys in it. There are a lot of movies with monkeys in it. Yeah, but they were funny. Who was funny? The monkeys? What the fuck you... Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keith, not Keith, I'm sorry. Mac and I and Ultra Rob and I, when we team up, we're undefeatable. I mean, just you can't beat us.
Yeah.
Because I'm really good with sports history, really good with science, good with history, but top notch with entertainment and arts and leisure. So just fuck, man.
You gotta say it like fake Spock. I like science.
Yeah, but not. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. That's gay.
I thought you were quasi-gay.
Yes, the quote. Yeah, it's from On the Waterfront. Marlon Brando and Rod Steiger. Anybody who's a big Hollywood fan got the reference.
Oh yeah. Could have been somebody.
It's like, yeah, he's carrying a Rod Steiger. It fires those Marlon Brando bullets.
Damn. That's a howitzer.
Yeah. Are they good? Yeah, but they'll never show up at the Oscars. Nobody gets that fucking joke. None of you got that fucking joke.
I'm sorry. I was looking at my phone. I apologize.
Only way he would show up
I'm laughing.
finally at an Oscar ceremony was when they allowed him to allow an American Indian to accept his award for him.
Yeah. God.
Just like, get off your fucking pulpit, Brando, and
Right.
fucking do what you do. You're a fucking performing monkey. That's just really a good monkey. You're a good monkey. You're a talented monkey.
Makes you appreciate the guys that understand that they're privileged to do what they do. You know what I mean? I tell you, one of the best Oscar acceptance speeches I've seen in a long time was when Gary Oldman won for playing Churchill. here recently.
I saw that,
and he
really
was so appreciative. He was thanking America, his new home where he lives now, and everything. It was awesome. It was great to see a guy that we have loved to watch on the big screen actually get it and understand that he's there for us. You know what I mean? It was great to listen.
Where's he from originally?
He's from Great Britain. Yeah.
He's British.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. But he's an American citizen now. He's dual citizen. Yeah.
He did like Craig Ferguson, man, and Anthony Hopkins. Mm-hmm. So one of the best parts of this, again, the jokes in this are great because he's like, "You're firing a 440?" He goes, "Yeah, that's like $2 a bullet. You just wasted $12
and hit nothing."
Yeah, that's what he means by you wasted $12. You hit nothing. I love that.
Oh man,
he's counting when he's loading. Like he
there's
puts in the
another
first
movie
one,
that does that.
That's
joke.
$2. Second one, $4, all the way up to 12.
There's another film that used that joke, and I can't remember what it is offhand. Where stop trying to save me, because the guy shoots the person being held hostage, and the guy yells back, "Stop trying to save me." There's another movie that did that gag.
Yeah, we watched that together because I remember that too, but I don't know what it was. And I think it was "Stop trying to help me," "Stop trying to help," something like that, because it just backfires.
Don't know myself.
That was Hudson Hawk.
That was it.
There you go.
Hudson Hawk.
It was her when she's shooting.
Yeah. Stop helping me. That was funny.
Now that's a movie I've never seen.
Hudson Hawk?
Yep, never seen it.
Dude, you have to.
I'm a big Bruce Willis fan, but I've never seen that one.
You're gonna laugh your guts out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, there's a few on my list that I've got to go back and sample.
Yeah, and that scene when he says it's a good day for dying, I'm like, what are you, Klingon? Stop talking like that.
Today,
shit, I'm dead.
So
just squeeze.
That you asked earlier, civilians are allowed to visit the graveyard because I went there myself, but access is often restricted and or guided. So we will go there because we got to go down to Arizona. I don't care if we hook up with my family down there, but I do want to go down there because there's a lot of cool shit down in AZ.
We don't have to tell them that we're going.
In fact, there's the car Stonehenge is on the trip down. So we have to stop off there where they have those cars stacked like Stonehenge. It's fucking cool.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to that. Oh yeah, another cool line from this movie is when he says, "Squeeze the trigger, don't yank it like it's your dick."
You don't pull it, you don't yank it, you squeeze the trigger.
If you're trying to be accurate with it, it should surprise you when it goes off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
So.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And it takes years to learn how not to fucking blink.
Yeah, you can't just pick up a gun and know how to use it, man. You got to
get used to the sound of it and not blinking. Because you don't want to lose your line of sight.
Like the
you've got to know how to hold the gun too, because look, if certain automatics, if you hold it the wrong way, they'll jam automatically because you're holding it tilting it too far one way or another, and the shell won't eject properly. And yeah, you don't just pick up a gun and start shooting it and think you're going to be William Tell. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Nope.
I do love this part where you just shoot him.
Yeah, when they walk off and he says, "I can't believe you shot me, you shitbird." I love this movie.
I love the helicopter pilot, by the way. Oh, and by the way, that helicopter, it is the exact same model that was used for Airwolf.
Yep.
Really? Cool.
Yeah.
Airwolf, the television show.
Okay.
We're showing our age, Anima. It's an old
That-
80s television show.
That is a sexy machine, man.
Was Jan Michael Vincent on that?
Yep.
Yes.
He was Stringfellow Hawk.
Yeah.
By the way,
And-
Joe, I don't know if you know
Borgnine.
this, but Gary's going to teach me how to shoot.
Well, good. He'll be a good teacher for you. Anybody that
scared
learned how to
shitless
shoot
of
in the
guns.
military knows how to shoot.
I'm
They
scared of
burn
guns, so
that
I
shit
want to
into
know
you,
how
so-
to handle them.
Yeah.
To feel safer around
Doesn't
them.
matter
I
what
learned
doesn't
learned
matter
as
what
a
your
kid, though.
MOS is in the military, you learn how to shoot.
I
That's just
had
all-
the best drill instructor in this world with my dad. My dad just drove that shit into me. How to handle weapons correctly, safety issues, all of them. Proper trigger discipline. By the time I got in the Army, I had a drill sergeant even ask me one time, he goes, "This shit doesn't even affect you, does it?" I went, "No." He says, "Why is that?" I said, "You guys are nothing compared to my dad. My dad kicked my ass." If I fucked up, my dad would knock the shit out of me.
I was the son of
So-
a drill sergeant, but you know what? My parents didn't let us have guns. Not even toy guns. Because
weird.
of John F. Kennedy and what happened to him. They now my mother's family, they're all hunters and they've all got long rifles, man. You know, all of them do, and pistols and all that good stuff up in Maine. But my dad, he wasn't a gun enthusiast at all. And he was a drill sergeant. He taught people how to shoot, you know. He just didn't like guns because of what happened to Kennedy. So
Here's another bad villain.
yeah.
So boring. So not threatening.
Tom Sizemore is a good actor. He's played some good villains, but they didn't let him perform.
No.
He's subdued all the time. And
Yeah.
so it's just, he's not interesting.
He comes off more like a corporate lackey in this movie than anything else.
Yeah. It's almost
Oh.
like he's the guy that works for the villain.
Right?
Yeah. We
Not
have
plus
another
material.
Airwolf fan.
Gilly Chow.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm personally, I liked watching Thunder, the other show,
Blue Thunder.
Blue Thunder. But I think Sky Wolf was a better show.
You mean Airwolf?
Yeah, this is Airwolf. Yeah, this is so fucking funny. He can't shoot him.
Mhm.
I can't shoot him. He's got to have a gun or something.
Yeah, I can't shoot an unarmed man. Stupid. Just end it.
And then instead of like throwing a gun to him and then shooting him, he throws his gun to him and then tackles him. And I'm like, I'm telling you, this needed another rewrite or two to be
Yeah,
a
it
good
did.
film.
Yeah.
What's with the chick standing in the corner?
She's
Decoration.
secretary.
That's Tia.
Decoration, yeah.
Yeah, that's Tia. She's just hot Asian chick.
Oh man.
I mean, they had some hot girls in this. You got Mitzi Martin. She was the hot alien chick from Dude, Where's My Car? You had Kelly Hu in this that played Susie. And you had Tia Carrera and Vanessa Williams, all hot women.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I found out the other day? I was unaware of. I used to have that Penthouse magazine where they had bought, what's his name? The owner of Penthouse. What the fuck is his name?
Flynn, I think, is
The guy
his
that ran
last name.
Penthouse.
Isn't his last
No, not
name
Larry
Flynn?
Flint. Larry Flint is Hustler.
Okay.
No, that's Hustler. It's an Italian dude. Anyway, so he bought the photos of the Miss American. She lost her fucking crown over it. But what I didn't know was that apparently that girl that's in the picture with her, that's Tracy Lords, and she was not of legal age.
Oh yeah.
I was told the
okay.
other day that now that penthouse is illegal.
I'm sure.
I was unaware of that. I was like, no shit. Oh my God, I owned that stuff. I owned that.
How do you
Oh,
pronounce this? Bob Guccione? Is that right?
Guccione? Bob Guccione.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the E is pronounced at the end of it. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Any pictures of Tracy Lords back in the day should be questioned. Very much so, because she got into the business at what,
That was
16?
back in the 80s, man. That was like
I think she was
84,
16 when
85.
she started. Yeah.
Yeah, and all those movies have been made illegal. You
Yep.
can't fucking look at them.
Yep. It's
You
sad
got-
that we
you
know
get
that much
caught
about
looking at
porn.
that,
Really, guys.
you'll get
It is
arrested.
sad.
That is a federal crime. Looking at her porn, when it was, if you get a copy when she was a child, dispose of it, burn it, do not keep it, do not look at it.
But corn was a little different when we were younger because there was no internet. It wasn't all over the place.
Porn,
you were raiding dad's
kids-
stash,
Kids got them in two places. We found them in the bathrooms, hidden behind
And in
the
the
toilets,
forest.
hidden underneath the mattress of your father's bed.
That's
or
right. Under the
3
bed. That's it.
in the fucking woods.
That is so weird to me.
So I love this scene. I do love the visual of him hanging on by his fucking boot that's fallen apart. I fucking love that.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it. Wasn't he repairing his boots the whole damn time with tape?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
fucking tape. I know.
Yeah.
Duct tape. Using
And that's
duct
the
tape.
payoff because eventually the boot is going to give way and he drops.
He's, fucking,
Bye-bye.
yeah, fucking Harley Davidson dives and grabs his hand, and you look back and you see him, and the boot starts coming apart. And he's like, ah!
3, 2, 1, splat.
I got to tell you, it's clearly not him falling.
No.
That's a stuntman doing the fall because Sizemore, I guess, was too much of a chicken shit to do it. Unlike Alan Rickman, fucking limey prick, like Alan Rickman had more balls than fucking Tom Sizemore.
That's sad.
Alan Rickman was the best.
Great
Yes, he
actor,
was.
but he was gutsy too for doing that.
Yeah. Sad fucking day when we lost him.
He couldn't even hold a pistol up because he kept bending the wrist. It always looked like he didn't have any wrist muscle. Wes Moody did nothing wrong. His Star Trek porn parodies were clean as they can be. I don't know.
I don't want
What
to
are we
know.
talking about? No, what are you talking about? Did Wes Moody get in trouble?
Uh-huh.
But that's
Oh.
where you hear his real name. It gets announced before he goes out on the
Because he
board.
is finally going
Okay.
back to rodeos. He's not going on a horse, he's going on a bull, Gary.
I don't know. Did you look to see? I didn't see if it had.
You
I didn't-
see him on the fucking bull who is going crazy because they are
Oh,
stealing his balls.
Oh, that's right. You were talking over me, so you didn't hear me say that. Okay. When I corrected myself. That's okay, baby.
I'm talking
still
over
get
you
an-
because you have a delay.
All right.
I'm going to tell you, man. Fucking hogs. I really came close to buying one day, but then went, nope, not going to do it. Not going to do it. I got driven off a road by a Jeep on my I used to have a motorcycle. Honda CB360. It was on-road, off-road.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking Jeep drove me. He pulled into my lane, and I veered, went up, and fucking hit part of an old tree stump and destroyed my front wheel. I got rash, like grass and gravel rash. Oh,
Damn.
and he's got another girl.
For now. And that's it.
Really? Oh, okay. I know who Wes is. Okay, yeah, Wes Moody. Yeah, he's in our community.
I don't know him.
I knew him. For some reason, did we lose him, or is he still around? 'Cause we've lost some friends over the last few years.
Yeah.
Gilly Chow said that his channel was nuked.
And he couldn't start a new one, huh?
That's YouTube.
Okay, good. So that's the movie. and I liked it, and I'm going to stick by that.
I agree with you. It's a cool movie.
I just liked it.
I had a lot of
And
fun.
just remember, Kim Jong-un loved it, but he does say that all the macho in it made Alec Baldwin angry. I'm going to keep using that because I just think I could just
love
like
it.
everyone.
You should, man. Any Team America reference is awesome. No problem.
People don't know I fucking love that movie. I fucking love that
America.
movie.
It was a.
Going southeast on Bakalakadaka Street.
I fucking love that movie.
I just hate fucking puppets.
What?
Yeah. That's not a secret, Martin.
Just ignore her, Martin. Sometimes you have to separate the art from the artist.
Eat shit, you asshole.
I'd rather not.
If
I have a choice,
but
please don't make me do that.
I swear to God, I'm going to do this to Adam if we ever go to Bruges.
2 monkey hookers and a racist dwarf. I think I'm heading home.
Yeah, think I'll come with you.
Hey, what's...
Back off, Shorty.
You don't know karate. Ah!
Don't say you didn't have a cover.
What are they doing over there? They're filming something. They're filming midgets.
Ray.
That is a great movie, and Bruges is awesome.
She won't even see it coming. I'll just suddenly say, "Oh, what are they doing over there? They're filming midgets."
You know, I've been there. I've been to Bruges. Back when I was
That and 50 cents will get you a cup of coffee at McDonald's.
No, it's beautiful. I doubt we'll ever travel Europe, Gary, because of the long flight and everything. But yeah, it's a beautiful place to be. Very melancholy, but
melancholy.
It is.
No matter what time of year, it's still melancholy. Really?
Wow. Yeah, I've been there in June. It's a weird place.
You know, because I'm sorry, just a joke popped into my head about melancholy. Yeah, I had that once. I got a shot for it.
The fuck?
Yeah, now my melon's all fine.
I'll take the front 9, you take the back 9, and we'll meet back at the clubhouse.
There you go. Hudson Hawk is a great film, Joe. If you watch it, we will do a revisit on it on here. We'll do it.
Okay.
Just for you.
Well, I'm a Bruce Willis fan. It breaks my heart every time I hear a story about him not be able to remember
he delivers the
lines anymore, and it's a shame.
When he delivers the line, "Okay, Yogi," I fucking lost my shit in the theater. I cracked up laughing. I'm like the only person in the theater laughing because I understood what he was fucking doing. "Okay, Yogi." He was doing Boo Boo from Yogi.
He's doing Boo Boo. That makes sense. Yeah.
And the part when, what is his name? The big goofy guy. What was his nickname? What candy bar did he go by? Kit Kat? Is that it?
No, Kit Kat was the
red. That was right. Yeah. Which one was he? Because was he Butterfinger?
Butterfingers, yes.
Yeah, Butterfinger. Fucking kills me because there's a moment when Bruce Willis says something and he loses his shit behind him and he goes, "Stop it, you're making me laugh." That could have been an outtake because it was not his line. Bruce kept making him laugh and he'd break character and fucking start laughing at the shit Bruce Willis would do and say.